Hi, I'd like to say that I'm deeply honored to be the new host of Tennessee Crossroads. I'm humbled to follow in the footsteps of the great Joe Elmore, and I'm thrilled to debut our brand new set. Our first story begins as my introduction to you fine folks and winds up where I make my living, on a concert stage at the legendary Station Inn. Hope you enjoy it.
Music is what first called me to Tennessee. It wasn't Nashville at first, it was Johnson County, the volunteer state's easternmost place. In those hills, I honed my craft of fiddling and banjo picking, as well as developing a deep appreciation of the traditional arts and culture of East Tennessee. By the year 2000, after a lucky break at the Grand Ole Opry, my musical calling brought me to the capital of country music, Nashville, Tennessee. From there, I built up a successful band from the ground up, playing just about anywhere I could, from street corners to farmers markets, always yearning for something bigger. After 10 years of sweating it out and touring hundreds of shows per year, I finally hit that milestone of achievement when Old Crow Medicine Show won its first Grammy Award in 2012.
And after all these years of hard work and persistence, they paid off. I finally get to play a world-class venue like this one, the Station Inn.
Mr. RCMP, won't you cut me some slack? 'Cause I got a song to catch and make my getaway. Oh, 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 let it rain.
Of course, you know the Station Inn as well as I do. I mean, the venue sells itself. There's not a group that's out touring that doesn't want to stop here and play. Number one, it's in Nashville, and you can't name somebody in the business that's done anything that hasn't stood up here.
Larry Cordell is a Grammy Award-winning songwriter and musician, best known for hits like Highway 40 Blues and the iconic Murder on Music Row, which critiques the shift away from traditional country music. He knows the Station Inn like the back of his hand. Heck, he's been playing here for nearly 40 years. Of course, the neighborhood was a little different back then.
It was kind of a, I don't know if I want to call it a slum, but it was a, you know, less than desirable location, I guess. But JT came here and slowly but surely, you know, he built it into what it is today, which is a wonderful listening room.
JT, of course, is JT Gray, the Station Inn's late owner, who bought the Bluegrass Club back in 1981 when the genre was gaining in popularity. He kept booking more and more well-known bands until the Station Inn became the place to hear the finest in bluegrass music.
A lot of people are surprised to find, especially those of us like you and I who have been drawn into the music, that a place like this exists. And what do you think it is about traditional music that makes it seem so rare that there be a venue so devoted to it that can retain so much of the sort of ethos of the music?
People want the real thing. They want the real thing at the end of the day, I feel like. And you know, you can't go anywhere that they don't know about the Station Inn. You would think the place would be bigger, but by reputation, I mean only. But I mean, man, when people come in here, I feel I can see all this history on these walls.
I wanted to ask you about Murder on Music Row, because it seems to me that here, you know, about 4 or 5 blocks from Music Row, that the Station Inn is a kind of holdout, an antithesis to the future that your song seems to suggest is upon us. How is the Station Inn a part of an effort to retain traditions, and what are the threats against those traditions?
I don't think there's any threats on it, of it at all at the Station Inn within these walls. I mean, this is not a place you have to beg people to come and play. So playing here and standing up on that stage where it's like the opera, you know, when you walk out there and you're standing on that piece of oak flooring, there's a thing that comes over you. Every time I'm here, I think about who all's played here.
Monroe McCurry not only thinks about who's played here, she's related to some of the best.
My dad is Rob McCurry, the banjo player of the Del McCurry Band and the Travel McCurrys, and then Del McCurry is my grandpa. And so it's very full circle working here because I grew up in this.
In addition to being social media director, tending bar, and keeping the crowd fed, Monroe is also in charge of a bit of station in history.
Yeah, the station bell, it's iconic, and I try and ring it when I'm working a couple times a show because it makes the band feel good. It invigorates the crowd, gets them excited. A lot of people come and ask, what does the bell mean? And it's like, well, great show, great performance. The audience is always going to experience a fantastic show, good pizza, ice cold beer, and hopefully they have the time of their life.
The music speaks to people's heart. And old man Monroe told me that one time. He said, you know, if you do that right, boy, it'll really speak to somebody's heart, you know, and I think it does.
How did you like the story? We'd love to hear from you in the comments. If you enjoyed it, we have a lot more where that came from. Here's one you might like, and please click here to subscribe so you'll know when we premiere new videos. Thanks for watching.